This video is sponsored by Tradecraft. Create your tags, tag your trades, store your recordings, create screenshots, and look at your statistics. You have the ability to create statistics using several widgets. You're able to place them wherever you please, having a place where you can store all your playbook trades, and you can quickly flip through them, studying all your trades. Tradecraft is more than a journal. It is a tagging software that allows you to create the statistics you need, where you have the ability to filter your trades out on an extremely deep level, allowing you to figure out exactly where your edge might be. For more information, check out the link in the description of this video or visit tradecraft.club.
Mic check 1, 2. Looks like we're good on the audio. Gonna narrate the close. Still have not got my ID to do this combine. Still waiting on that in the mail. So we're gonna just kind of do what we did last week. And look at shit. Currently nobody's in here. Anyways. Alright, so let's fucking do this. How to clean up everything again. Got a crappy webcam. Let's take a look at our... So I did trade this morning. Let's look at our 3-minute. I mean, it definitely looks like it's going down, but that doesn't mean shit because ES is a predatory bitch. So just kind of an overview of a higher time frame view of the 3-minute. Just looking for reclaims. There is a bigger reclaim here. I'm not sure if they're going to exactly nail that today. They might. Who knows? One thing with ES is you never know. What's up, dude? I'm doing all right. I'm tired, man. But I'm going to do this show, so. Going to put in our... I think it's you and like 2 other guys. So I'm going to just kind of narrate again. I had somebody kind of help me with an indicator to help, because I was marking and drawing a lot of shit. So now you're going to see lines automatically being drawn, which is nice. So we got reclaims in this section. We're obviously at the lows of this session. 32nd. I'm going to put that back on my other chart, our other screen. So you're going to see these color squares getting drawn. This is just representing the dark greens and the dark reds on the 30-second chart. And then same here as well. This is representing every green and every red on the 3-second chart. So instead of me like hand drawing a bunch of shit, it's automatically doing it now, which is nice. I'm new. What is those boxes for? So this is number bars. This is no different than this. This 30-second chart here is no different than this 30-second chart here. Instead of like candles being displayed, it's showing number bars. And the number bars are filtered with delta. So if we press F6, we go to number bars. It's being filtered by delta on the 3-second and the 30. And this one is, they're both filtered at 50, 30, 50. So the wider bars are 15 and under contracts. The slight green, like a mint green or red, is between 16 to 30. Slightly darker green or red is 30 to 50, and anything super dark is over 50. The reason for delta is because there's a lot of, in my opinion, wash trading on the DOM. So there's a lot of times where the order flow is hitting back and forth on the same price. We did a live stream on it, and the delta removes that. These boxes being drawn are simply showing the green, the dark greens or the dark reds. Typically, they retrace those. The white boxes are just reclaims, which I find drawing reclaims on the 30-second bar chart is easier to do than number bars. Now, I don't have my Jigsaw Auction Vista up, but I've traded, if you see my Jigsaw Auction Vista for years and years, this number bar style represents the Auction Vista with how the bars are being drawn. So this is something I've traded off for a long time. The difference now is we are looking at delta. Now you have your 3-second. So instead of just dark greens and dark reds being shown, it's going to show every green and every red. And then down here is just delta as well. Just histogram. And then when they spike it by 200 or so, you'll see me kind of come in and just draw where the spike was. So there was a spike there. There was a spike up here. There was even a sort of a 200 spike here as well. And most of my focus is on exactly what you're seeing now. This is DOM right here. This is on a different computer. It's a different platform altogether. Let's put a one lot on. So I'm still waiting on my ID because I want to do a combine with you guys. Still fucking waiting on that before I can get open a fucking account because they asked me to give them a picture next to my ID. So I moved a few months ago and never changed it. And the government is slow. So kind of where it's spiking in these, like, roughly these 200 areas. No, I meant the gray one. Oh, this is just a reclaim. I have a video called Slips and Reclaims. I always refer to it. It's just hard moves. Do you see how the market always puts in a hard, like, move and then retraces it? I'm just measuring or marking those out because typically, I want to say standalone they don't have edge, but I don't want them behind me because if you're wrong bad. I'd rather be going into them than against them. When you lay them up with other shit, they tend to work a bit better. Yo, I built an HFT algo with a month's worth of data from Data Bento. Sharp 5 everything, oof, and embarged, and I did it all pretty much with cursor. I'm in the second interview for a smaller firm. Any tips? What's your track record? I don't know. I mean, if they got you, I don't know. I really wouldn't know what to tell you, man. What's your history? What's your pedigree? I don't do algos. I don't work for another firm. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, if it's fucking working and shit and you got a track record, I imagine that would be pretty decent. I don't know what kind of questions they're asking you. So they're fucking jerking off this section here. What's some good tags to add to my journal? Let me show you. If I see something, though, I'm going to probably attempt to trade it. while this loads, so give me a minute. Still coming back in this section. They might bounce it right here. I'll pulse check 33 longs. But that's not good enough, so there's not enough of a reason. Maybe I'd take 2 ticks off of it. Let's see if it would work. See, it would be stalling. I don't want to take a break even or some shit. That's not enough of a reason to actually go. So I'm going to start pulse checking. If you were to do tags, how many are you fixated on a night? These management tags are really good. Fixated on an idea. I just screenshot this. Retry 2, retry 3. How many times are you trying to get into a trade? Are you trying to get in 2, 3 times for the same idea? Are you fixated on an idea, meaning are you getting married? Giving up, that means you're not fighting anymore. You're not managing. You're just putting a trade on and letting it go. And you don't give a shit what happens. Impulsive, obviously. Flip hit, this means you're going from long to short, short to long. Mistake, let's see. Didn't see a pattern. When you're reviewing, did you not see something? Or when you were trading, is there certain patterns or whatever that you're ignoring? So that's not gathering information. A+ scalp, A+ hold. Make sure you know what's up. Multiple factors of support. This is huge. When I filter my shit, this actually is working really good. You got revenge trade. Outlier, this would be a too big of a loss or a too big of a win than what you normally do. You tag those because you can filter those trades out. Otherwise, they'll fuck statistics. Distracted. Let's see. Trade intention, you know, are you scalping? Are you holding? Are you doing a point-to-point trade? So something in there. You want to track where you're performing better, scalping or holding. Obviously, I have my emotions. Read on price action. Am I clear or confused? Do I know what... do I really know what's going on in the market before I place a trade? Most traders who run that tag do well when they clearly know what's going on. And the moment they start running confusion out of like 5 guys, all of our stats look exactly the same. So this one's pretty universal. Obviously tracking, are you getting upset? Are you content? Or are you lack of patience? Tracking those are important. Now, as far as like finding like technicals where there's edge, there's going to be a slight edge on this. These all seem to not really matter so much. So if you're tracking technicals, I would you know, you're kind of experimenting like a scientist. Now, I will say this. I think a standalone technical is not good enough. Here's multiple factors of support right here. And this is all the trades. This isn't every trade. It's because this tag is new. So if you go to trade date like this, this MFS tag was first put on in June 19th. So I'm running a date filter. I've been using the journal since November 5th. But for the sake of having comparable tags, like for example, if I did this, see how the tags start here? I want to start comparing from this date forward, so June 18th. So widget filter, date, add filter, June 18th. And then obviously current. Then this will get meshed up and I'll go from date, the trade number, and then we can see how substantial multiple factors of support is performing. So trying to get like multiple things to align and being clear about it. What else? You can measure ranges if you want. But I think just like all the oh, definitely this. Your entries, was it a perfect entry, a late entry, early, shouldn't happen, how was the exit? And constantly when you review, constantly grading your entries and exits. I would say if you're going to take anything from this, it would be these two, entry, exits, and your clarity on everything. All this other shit is kind of bonus. Definitely multiple factors of support too. I would take that one as well. So that's just my when we roll out the checklist system, I'm going to be changing a lot of my tags. Let me see what you guys are saying. What about the big gray boxes? Big gray boxes? What gray box? Oh, you're talking about this? That's just time. Top 10 minutes, bottom 10 minutes. Or are you talking about these whites? I explained the white ones, which are gray, I guess, to you. That's the reclaims. So that was the reclaims. This is time. I call them reclaims and slips, but other people have compared it to FVGs. I've never done ICT concepts or whatever. That's after my time. So I don't really. I know they're similar, but I draw it different. I've briefly looked into it. Have you ever traded stocks? No. Futures are too efficient to try to have edge over time. What do you think? I disagree. It's the efficient. There's another theory. It's not market efficiency. It's called something else. Oh fuck! I don't remember the name of it. I don't know. I'm able to do it. And I've recorded all my sessions for over 2 years, so it's possible. It's I think it's adaptive market theory. That's what it is. Look up some guy who talks about adaptive market theory. The fucking thing moves. As long as the fucking thing is moving, then you can make money or lose money. Good morning. A lot of people have been suggesting your channel to me, but you know I'm kind of a newbie. Do you think your channel is good for beginners? Probably not. I don't know. I don't like talking about beginner shit a lot of the times. Maybe some of the older shit. I like talking about like more like juicy, in-depth crap, which I would listen to because at some point it'll start to go through into your head. You just have to constantly let it get hit over and over. FEG is a low volume node. Yeah, this isn't a low volume node. So for me, it's a hard move. So it's just on the, see how it rips up? Rips back down. It's like these like really hard like singular bars almost, where the bars aren't really overlapped. I just called it a reclaim. To use money tag tick now. Yeah, I know he's talking about efficient market hypothesis. So there's something called what is it? Adaptive market? There's another hypothesis that kind of debunks efficient market hypothesis. God, I wish I knew the name. Let me ask ChatGPT. Who's the what is it called? There's somebody who used to be is the counter. I can't remember the guy's fucking name. Yeah, Andrew Lowe from MIT, adaptive market hypothesis. It's often described as a counter-evolution inefficient hypothesis. Markets are always efficient. Prices fully reflect all available info. Adaptive market hypothesis says market efficiency is not fixed. It adapts over time depending on competition, environment, and how investors behave, like evolution in nature. There's always new algos. There's always different changes going on within the market environment. So therefore, it's changing. So the theory is markets can be efficient at times and inefficient at others. So Andrew Lowe, I would listen to. He uses great analogies with it. So I want to fucking get caught up on where I was looking at everything. I think volume really can't be hidden too hardcore. I don't know. If I can get in a flow state here and trade, you'll see how I kind of do it. So there's reclaims. I mean, I'll answer your guys' questions or whatever. There's a reclaim here. I'm not really good with like bigger, broader fucking. I think if you're not scalping ES, I think it becomes problematic. I think it's really I think it's gotten more difficult over the years to actually hold something. But then again, if you're holding shit, you're going to have a higher loss rate. So there's a reclaim here with these dark green boxes. Assuming they can work their way back into it, I would be interested in potentially shorting it. But not yet. Why aren't profitable traders billionaires if they can continue it? Because it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. You run into liquidity issues. Like, I can't put 1,000 lots and trade it. If I put 1,000 lots right here, I'm not getting filled. There's a point where there's not enough liquidity. You don't just keep going up and up. There's a point where your strategy is, if you're scalping, I am limited by how much size I can put in. I would want this to pull backwards a little bit. I want him to knock out 36. Just like that. We'll go for it. 35.25. Which we get hit. Let's might come back on top. We're going to go ahead and try to get out for a tick. I didn't like how they threw out this red area and they kind of pulled back. They also rotated on this green area, which It's a little sketchy. They might actually... A good exit. Also, volatility really dictates shit, but, yeah, you can't become... It's just... You run out of... Like, you can't put in unlimited amounts of fucking size. You're going to start moving the market. You're going to start getting trapped into positions. Like, do you see the average offer here is like fucking 40? Like, less than that's probably going to trade in some of this area. Like, the moment I put 100 in, it'll show up. I'm not going to get all the way filled. If I was to market order 100, sell, it would sweep like a couple of these like I would get bad slippage. You're just limited on how much size you can realistically trade. What do you think about hiding volume in micros? What do you mean? If you could talk more about it. Shit is like really goofy in here. Has there been... See, I don't want to short until they knock that red out again. I could retry it, but I want to wait till they knock out this red area. Which they're not knocking it out. I'm not really interested in this just yet. They went through, so the idea is there. It's just like, there it goes. That got knocked out. Which there's going to be one behind us now. So the idea was right. So I have a decent pulse check on it. Kind of right in here. Now they may roll off this area. We'll see. I'll pulse check along 32s. That means I'm taking a mental trade here. I want to make sure I'm like synced up. Like, I want to make sure I have like a good... Actually, I don't like that because there's this green area below me. I would pull it for one. They might knock that green in a spot. That held. There, it would. There's that little bit of a long right there. That red's holding. Let's see if they knock this green. Since volume analysis is done on ES, what about the volume that is traded on MES? I don't think volume is necessarily done. I think reading a DOM is almost impossible because there's too much wash trading. But I think the deltas help see the volume better. Hence what I'm looking at. All these colors are delta, and these lines are measuring volume as well. So it's still volume analysis. It's just like looking at this and leaning on this like liquidity or whatever here at 30. That ain't gonna do fucking shit. It's another kind of that reclaim extends. I think like I have a stream, it's an earlier one on price action analysis. I think price action analysis works really well. The reason I like the deltas is because when you watch the DOM, they trade into themselves a lot. See how it's like 144 by 217? Well, you should figure out the delta on that, because most of that volume, in my opinion, is not all that great. Also, when you have very low volatility like this, it makes it challenging. Like, you know, it's does volume profile work in NQ like ES? I have a live stream on why I don't look at volume profile. But they are what I don't like about profile is when they're wash trading, it builds the profile out. I mean, you don't get point and control pivots clean. You don't get these low node or value area pivots clean. They seem to fucking chop it. It's just like any other fucking indicator. I think if you're going to lean into anything, have multiple factors of support. See, I don't know if they're going to get below this fucking thing or... What's down here? See, they're breaking it, which is... yeah, I was wondering if the shape of the delta would change. Yeah, listen to her book from a delta perspective. But if you also listen to the book, she talks about volume over price is going to be more important than a profile. There's a few things that are consistent. They are always balancing market orders. For whatever reason, a lot of the times the same amount of market orders that come in on one side come out on the other side. Immediately or almost immediately or roughly in the same area. Reclaims are also consistent as well. And also these deltas, anything that has like a color, they retrace. Notice how it's white, green. So see this green right here? They might retrace some of that. So they retrace a little bit of it. The thing is, there's days where they're consistently retracing. See, and then when they don't retrace at all, it leaves that little green bar behind. Much like that red bar up there. But if you notice all that down move, it doesn't have any red bars. Because it like chopped its way, clearing out any outstanding market orders. I don't know what the fuck they're doing in here. So this little fucker right above us is relatively close. Question is, are they going to rack in here? It is substantially tougher or more challenging when you're not getting much more movement. I would say this is where chasing shit in play or some sort of volatility is always nice. Or if VS just was not at the all-time highs. See how they knocked that green area out? So I am interested in the long here at 32s. And that is at 33 even. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it exactly. Boom, there it is. There's a fill. So we're up 5 ticks. Is ES too efficient? No. But is it a tricky motherfucker where all the legacy shit you've learned over the years doesn't work? Yeah. I don't know. I've looked at it for, you know, October will be my 9th year of this. That was a beautiful entry too, man. It just didn't even go against me. I wrote a big thing on X yesterday about why scalping is superior too. Also, I think when you guys are attempting to hold in this market, it's way more difficult. Now, we were down last stream, we were down the $62. So, because I do want to trade a combine with you again. For those of you who aren't aware, I'm waiting on a fucking driver's license to come in the mail because I moved and I didn't change it. I was lazy about that, and now I need to take a picture of me next to it to open one of these fucking things. So I want to do like a combine on Wednesdays with you guys. But a lot of my streams go over my theories on volume and shit. I don't think it's done. I think notice this up move though. Notice how there's like no green bars. And the whatever got left behind. Yeah, they did in some areas leave it behind. But also I'm tracking when they spike about 200 or so. So these lines here, this is also delta. These tend to kind of act like support and resistance. So we're obviously hitting another area. You think she wants to go lower? You did so good last Wednesday, dude. Famous last words. How many points do you target, and what is your usual stop loss in points? I'm new to the stream. Sorry. Now you guys can ask questions. This is your time. I will trade. Look. I'm just gonna casually trade whenever you guys aren't answering questions, but this is your time. So, how many points do you target? Typically 4. Here's my P&L. It might be cut off because of how I have the DOM set up. So I do trade a little bit of size in the morning. We're just kind of fucking around right now. Let's see. It's going to be fucking cut off because of how I set this up. Can you see it? So this is my trades from the morning. You can see I do 12 lots. So 600 is a point, 150 is a tick, 450 is, you can do the math, about 3 ticks, a tick, minus 5 ticks, 2250. I did get into a bigger trade, so 2250 divided by it's 15 ticks, and then we got a tick and a point. So if I was trading bigger size, this would be 600. This would be 150. There's the timestamps for you guys if you want to screenshot them. These are 2 different PCs, so they're overlaid because this is Jigsaw and that's Sierra, and they're on 2 different computers. So So I had to do some weird shit with my streaming software to merge everything. But I'm looking for at least a point. So 4 ticks. And I typically stop when I make about 1,000 a day. I don't want to take too many trades. Now I review every fucking trade extensively. Like because somebody was asking about tags. I don't have today's trades in. There is a good stream a few streams ago where I do an in-depth review. Let me actually pull it up for you. I highly recommend it. Maybe 2 episodes ago. And then I'll kind of talk more about my trading, but I do recommend. It's in the live tab. It's yeah, it's 19. It was a long one, dude. 3 hours of reviewing. So if we like go in through the journal, like I'm reviewing and tagging every trade, and then I'm screenshotting them, marking up the charts, and then I do breath work on everything. And then I'm always like kind of grading my entries and exits. So if we notice here, this is red. The trade should have never happened. If we go to Friday, let's see if there's a yellow. So yellow's telling me there's management issues. So I was late on the entry. If we go down here, we can see my ideal entry should have been right in this section. I got in here. Doesn't seem like it's much. So I'm gunning down about a point, and you can see my average is like 46 seconds. So let me actually show you this. Is it in here? We'll just do this. So trades table. We'll go to duration. We'll run it from highest to lowest. It's 20 per page. So you notice most of my trades are like, I've only had 12 trades at an hour. And again, I've been running this journal and reviewing consistently since November 5th. And as we go through here, you can look at the time duration. So it goes down substantially. Now we're in the 10-minute section. 9-minute, 8, 7, 6, 6-minute, 5-minute, 4-minute, 4-minute, 3-minute, threes. Now we're in the 2-minute section. Okay, we're at page 15. Dude, look at how many 2-minute trades there are. Shitload. Look how many 1 minutes. There are shitload. And a lot of my trades are under 1 minute. There's like 600 and something trades that are under a minute. So this is where the under a minute trades start. So if we start, look, page 6. Look at how many there are. So most of my trading is sub 1 minute. So what can you get in that? What can you really get in that? About a point. I'll take a tick if things don't seem like it's working. But the reason I do a point is choppy. ES is just so choppy. I've been here for next month 9 years, and see how it spiked here and then it came out. Give me a second. So ES is even in Q because they're pretty similar. They're so fucking choppy that it has gotten super hard to hold over the years. I wrote on X yesterday, if at RealFatCat1, I talk about why scalping's superior. I go over more data and shit, but I'm not getting much. And you don't need much to do well at this. Now, if you're trying to become a billionaire, well, fucking good luck with that. I'm not even a 7-figure trader. I'm in the 6-figure. I'm definitely in the 6-figure area. I think, I mean, it's just like it's a lot more difficult than what people think it is. I think, let's look at where we're at for the year. Or not for the years. The year of doing this actual trade journal. Hold on, let me... There's a bug right now with the journal with the calendars. Give me a second. Let me, there's a bug where the commissions seem to reset back to 0. Currently, we're sitting at... Is this everything? We'll go to date. Yeah, this is everything. 1,215 trades, 365,000. Good money, you know. Let's be realistic about how this all fucking works. There's another spike right there. But I'm not getting much, man. Look, dude, if I would have held that long, it would have... Yeah, I could have got more. But it would have also came back on top of me. And then I would have maybe walked away with nothing. And that happens so much. Like, ES is so predatory about fucking both sides. I mean, one contract is $12.50. Right? That's a lot. And a lot of what's happening is it's just being consistently scalped. See, this area is pretty stout with all these fucking lines and shit. I do want to watch it. There could be a break here, I would imagine. There it goes, but I don't want to be in it yet. I want to know if they can retrace. Can they retrace a little bit? So they rolled this green. 30.75s. Yeah, there's some retracement. I do like a short, but I don't want to hit it with this red shit behind me. The moves always take longer than you think. If it goes, I don't give a shit. Right? It's all right. So we're going to just let that go. It's at real fat. See, there's a puke. It's here. It's from yesterday. Real Fat Cat 1. And it's this post that's 18 hours ago. So I start comparing holds versus scalping. Because this pink line is like a bunch of fucking holds and shit. Or my version of holding. Let's see. Okay, you guys have questions rolling in. So we're going to just let this pan out. Let me see here. Are you finding traders with already proving trading systems and results? Are you funding? So we use, I don't personally fund. We partner with the futures desk, and then I coach. So far, I wouldn't be opposed to working with somebody, but the problem is the amount of fucking hours I put into one trader. It's really hard to do more than one guy at a time, and I'm juggling two at this point in time. I think part-time coaching for a lot of traders isn't all that great. And then I got a thing where it's not fully built, where I want to watch your trades. I want to see you tagging, and then if I see any emotions coming in or you're getting in on a losing streak, we do a pattern interrupt, and we'll do some hypnosis, which I've written a lot about hypnosis because we are getting results with it. I'm not opposed to it. The problem is just like, I don't want to be spread so thin. I want to give guys like really high quality fucking time. You know what I'm saying? And that really requires us sitting together. And we're ultimately kind of the two guys I work with. We're doing pretty much the same thing. So we're sort of expanding the already edge here. I'm not opposed to it, just I don't have your long 3150s. Yeah, so much for going lower. What is your take on SMB when they say our traders get consistent in about 3 years? They're being real with you, man. It took me 4. So as a retail trader, I'm lucky to have found them right in the beginning of, like, near the beginning-ish of my career, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to start playbooking. And then I ran into trade tagging early on in my career, which helped me find edge. But you're talking about sitting with professionals in a professional environment with risk managers. I mean, that just goes to show you how difficult trading is. And it's like, you're really going to pull this off by yourself as a retail trader in a year or two? Fuck no, man. Realistically, you guys are looking at, you could be looking at a decade. It depends what you're doing, man, because some of you guys just wake up and do the same banana shit over and over. You're not actually attempting to improve. It's like going and practicing a golf swing. You're going to the driving range and you're just whacking balls, but you're not like recording yourself and seeing if your body posture is correct. You're not looking and analyzing every ball. You're not working on the mental side of it. The work outside is what's going to make the difference. And even when you do the work, it's going to take years, man. See, there's the breakout. Poor loan. I started with 30,000. How much have you grown it? I have hit 7 figures with it. I did take, how many years ago? A few years ago, I took a shitload out and bought a rental unit, like a rental property, cash. And I rent to college students because I don't want, the problem is I'm like limited on my size. So I guess what I do with the money is put it into real estate, which I know the returns suck. I don't invest in the markets. I don't want to invest in the markets. I don't want my money to go back into financial instruments. I used to be a realtor. I've had another rental before. For me, it's just a safer sort of like, I don't like risk, man, which seems crazy. So, because I've had a few $300,000 years the last 3 years, and then before that, 150 or some shit, and then a $40,000 year. So my first consistently profitable year was 40 grand. So you could say we did grow it. I also spent the first 4 years on sim, and then I started transitioning between live, and I would keep going back and forth between sim and live. So me getting into this was not a rush. Now I did, when I was brand new, I remember losing like $1,000 in 30 minutes or some shit. And then I quit trading for a while. I quit trading for a while. Couple of months, several months, like 9 months. And then I just started to like kind of fucking take my time. I'm like, I'm not rushing this shit. So a lot of that cash is still in the trading account too. I pay myself. I do pay myself once a year. I pull out 50 grand and pay myself once a year and just live off that. So I do live way below my fucking means. And then obviously there's a little bit of money that comes in through YouTube advertising. It ain't shit. A little bit comes in from my coffee. And then the Tradecraft software, I'll make them, after I pay everybody, I make about $500 a month. But the Tradecraft is a passion project to, it's just like the tools I want, and I need for my traders. Where are we at? 217. Let me see what else you guys are saying. That's a long stream a few weeks back. It was great. I mean, that's what it takes, though, dude. But also, I really over-explain. I feel like ES is smooth, especially compared to NQ. What I also like about ES is you can actually get a little bit of size in. And if you tick compress NQ, if you actually tick compress it on a DOM, they almost move exactly the same. Would love to read... I'm a breakout trend trader on MES, ES. Are you lowering trade durations as a result of smaller targets only? I like lower trade. I'll just say this. Lower trade duration. It's a lot easier to predict the next few seconds than the next few minutes. And I also love being right. I like to be right, and I like to win a lot. I love having a high win rate and just being right and just getting in. And it's a lot easier to do it when you're the next few seconds. If you watch Money Bots on YouTube, it's free. These HFT guys made a bot that could predict roulette wheel spins. But it could only do it after the wheel was spinning and the ball was bouncing. So it was calculating the spin of the wheel as well as the trajectory of the ball. So it's really like able to predict a roulette spin after it's spun, so within seconds. Also, if you carefully listen, like Lance Brightstein talks about the most successful traders he coaches are all scalpers. I think it's just, I don't know. There's something about holding trades that feeds your egos, but really you can just grind it out. You can grind out a decent living And what's also nice about scalping is I can just show up and these little micro patterns and setups are more frequent. Sometimes, though, the market's not moving and then it's getting flat for 30, 40 seconds at a time. When that happens, it becomes substantially more difficult. But I've fought an identity crisis over the years of trying to hold trades versus scalping, and I'm just better at scalping. I thought scalping to hold would work. That X post talks about it. It's scalping to hold is only good. It's only worth it for the scalp, really, to be fair. I don't know. For me, I'm just trying to make a fucking living out of all this, right? I just want to get paychecks, man. I'm not trying to like become a millionaire. I'm not trying to although that would be nice. At this point it's not even about money. For me it's like straight up like just being a good fucking trader. Just being the best I can at this. This area is fucking crazy. Let me get up to date on that. See how they're coming out the bottom of this area? It might run. See all these lines I drew? That's kind of like a major area. They might retrace this little fucking thing right here. I hate fucking catching fucking knives, but they just might retrace that. They're not. I got bumped in the queue, but I didn't get filled at 23.50. See, and you got to be okay with that shit. Try to get long on 23.50. That would have been a nice one. But see, you know, that would be another fucking point. Right? I'm yapping most of the time with you guys, so let's see. That's what I'm talking about, money bag or whatever. Well, you're killing it. I think six-figure trading, though, I think is... You can go learn from an eight-figure trader, but fuck, dude, that's such a big gap. You have to kind of go through that. Six-figure trading first. Let's see. Started trading 2 hours after the open. PO was so hard to categorize for me. I got totally taken out. Yeah, that goes to what I was talking about on Tradecraft. You want to make sure you have clarity. Be very clear and getting multiple factors of support. Like, I'm gathering this data so I can tell you guys what to fucking do, because I'm just a fucking retail trader, man. So, you know, I'm in the trenches with you guys and I'm batting for you guys. And I work with you guys, and like, again, I'm trying to start my own fucking prop firm, which that's gonna take forever. I got one trader though I'm very confident is gonna get there. Or the guy I'm currently focused with. Let's see. How do I know price is actually value seeking, or am I just coping with taking bad trades? man, the price action's just sloppier, and it's just getting sloppier and sloppier these days, man. It's rare you get like super clean ranges anymore. I feel like it's value seeking, and it could be stuck like this. Okay, look at this 30-minute. We're kind of like in the same fucking general vicinity since the 5th of September. But even beyond, we're just creeping up. It's almost like we're in this big ass. I mean, yeah, it's going up, but I just think scalping is just the way, man. Every year is so different, too. I think it's important to find, like, multiple factors of support. Just get... And I'm sure there might be some psychological issues kicking in, too. I mean, watch the streams and just see how patient I am and how I'm like, well, that took a lot of work to just like roll it off. Like I didn't chase that long, I missed. Oh, I didn't get filled. I got bumped up in the queue to 13. Somebody asked me what happens when you don't get filled. It's like, well, you just let it go. You can't do anything about that. So they're revisiting this pivot up here. They might start to go low. So they're probably going to pull it back to 57.75. I'm sorry, not. Yeah, 25.75s. Let's see if they pull it back to that. See if they pull it back. 25.75s, 25.75s. I'm not going to short it, but I would like to see them. I don't have enough factors of support to even short. So right where my cursor is. See if they... Oh, they are actually going to roll it. Continue it. Yeah, that's what I was... Just came right out of my mouth and it went down. Continuation low. Oh, what's up, Brian? On an average day, how many trades do you take? I try to stay under 5. Grilled ribeye, dude. Oh, man, I've been doing 20-hour fasts. 20-hour fast, 4-hour eating windows, and I'm just a little over a week in. My eating window is at 4:30, so like I'm like I like trading fasted intermittent fasting because the focus is like so good. The moment I eat something, it's just like also I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight too. Can we learn your scalping strat only with listening to your videos? I don't think it would hurt, man, to like kind of just fall asleep listening to me talking or some shit. You would have to visually see it, but when you're hearing like the same terminology over and over, you might start painting pictures in your heads. Wait a second. I think looking at Tom Vollward may help you coaching your traders. He coached Robin's World Cup champions. Really? I haven't heard of this guy. $230. They may pivot up here. We'll go for 3 ticks because the volatility is so low. So we're up 8 ticks. So I just nabbed a short in case you didn't see it. See these lines? They could pivot here. There was a heavier green bar that was still present in this location. So, and look, it would have come right back on top of me if I didn't fucking take it out. This is why I fucking scalp. And I'm just trying to, all I'm trying to do is like get a little bit of a fucking paycheck. And these are on a 1 lots. You're talking, you know, what is that? Yeah, there's commission obviously, but $12.50 plus, you know, it's $100 or so. And I've been streaming for how long? It's going to be a bit less, but still. You know, on a 4 lot, which is totally doable, that's about 400. That was a beautiful little trade. How many? I don't think it went against me either. No. So far, each trade has not gone against me more than a tick. So if you guys are keeping track of what happened last Wednesday, I was down 5 ticks. So we would be up a little bit. But there's edge. I mean, it's not market. I don't think it's an efficient market. I think it's evolved in a way where it's a lot more predatory than one thinks. Can you see his traders at Robin Cup leaderboard every year? Yeah, I posted him. I'm gonna see if he's on YouTube or some shit. Let me put it on my phone so when I take a shit after this, I can fucking start a little video. Tom. Oop. Oh, he's an old school guy, huh? Thanks, man. I appreciate this. I look forward to, like, listen to this guy. Oh, he's German? Shit, I hope there's fucking English versions. Discipline is the holy grail, Tom Hogard. Yes, it is, folks. Hi FC, love you, man. All the heads out there. You trade most like me. Fuck yeah, dude. You know what was interesting? When I first got into trading, everybody was scalping. Now it doesn't. I don't really know if that's much of a thing anymore. I don't consume content though. I don't really watch shit anymore. Like, it's just like I'm kind of like doing my own fucking, you know, my own little thing. Living my own world. This amount of focus, though, I don't know. It's just like the way I stare at the fucking charts and shit. I just joined. What are those horizontal red and green lines? So this is number bars, and these red and green are displaying delta. And the green on the 30 or the red on the 30-second on the left is just, it's just extending off those high delta nodes. On the 3-second here on the right, it's extending off any bar that is not white. So it'll always be green low and red high. So it's just showing me a larger than normal delta. Somebody actually got this working for me today. Shout out to Ryan. Notice how they pivoted that area. Now we're getting a little more movement out of the market. Now we're getting a little more movement. So if they don't get through this area, it's probably going to bounce. It could bounce for a few ticks right here, actually. Wow, it's already too late. Like, I'm leaning back in my fucking chair. There it goes. I don't see beyond that. I don't know what the fuck it's going to do. Now I'm ready for some fucking volatility, bro. Been in a PAX group last month after your review vid. Do you use his? No, I don't. I don't use his open range or any of that. I take something from everybody, dude. Even people like ICT got so much hate. But I'm like, well, I want to know what the fuck's up with this guy. So I did spend a week going through his material. And I was like, holy fuck, his FVGs look like my reclaims. But I'll learn from anybody. I don't give a shit. For me, the glass is always halfway full. So yeah, I took some stuff away from PAX, but I don't really. At this point, it's really my own fucking identity. Okay, so see this? There could be a slight. Let's see if they fucking. I do like this. I'm going to cancel that because that's stalling pretty bad. 27, 25s. The idea worked. I would have not got filled. I haven't been in Pax's group in many years. Continuation low, potentially. See how they pivoted this area? They might retrace a tick. There it goes, 2 ticks. But like trying to like, for me to get 2 ticks or whatever, a tick is never worth it. I'm trying to get at least 4. I'll take a tick if it's not working. Is there anything down here? Yeah, I think... Actually, no. Now, the thing is, my brain is, like, running. Like, I'm just, like, gathering every fucking piece of information. But for me to, like, recite it is really difficult. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Are they going to jam out? Let's see if they jam that out. They're really working their way into this fucking thing. So part of me is like, are they going to pivot? Short 28. Take the 2 on it. Just 2. Because it floated against me slightly. And since these average rotations are super fucking tight, I don't want to push it for the 4. If I'm going to go for 4 ticks, I needed it to kind of push right away. So, you know, we're looking at right there. From here is where the session started. I need to, let me filter this though. Let me pull a filtered one. Because my morning trades are in there. We're looking at 125 on a 1 lot. It's not too bad. You know, we've been here for like not quite 2 hours. See, I would have got blasted if I would have held that. Like, I'm only good at being right for a few ticks. See, but they jammed through this son of a bitch. Had I been paying attention, you know, that was a nice little... See that heavy line, all those heavy lines in that section? This thing made squeeze. Let's see. I'm also, like, fucking hungry, man. Or it's not that I'm hungry. It's like my fucking brain is like, ugh. It's like super tight. They may pivot here or they're going to jam it. Let's see. This could be a pivot. Ready? Let's see. Do you trade NQ, GC, or CL? No, just ES. I do not like NASDAQ. I've tried and tried and tried and tried and tried and tried and they're pushing through here, so this may just keep sweeping. There's a big fucking reclaim up there too, and there's this as well. I'm not going to take another trade because it's 244, but I'll say a pulse check right here at 34 even. Oh, never mind. What I want there is not there. I'd still pulse check the 34. I think I would be able to maybe hold 35s right here for a point. Oh, would you get the fill? No, I would pull it. I don't want to take any more trades though. Like being here all goddamn day because I traded in the morning, coached, took like a little bit of a nap, and then came right back. And it's hard for me to sleep when I fast. It's like this amount of computing, which I'm thankful for this actually to be doing this because it's helping me build my endurance. I would like to eventually get to a point where I do have a lot more endurance. But I also review every fucking trade, and that just adds on substantial time. Like, just reviewing it is so crucial. But I briefly traded crude. The only other instrument I've had a lot of experience in was 10 years. ZN. But it's been so long. I'm a one-trick pony, just ES. That's all I know. That's it. I guess I'm a specialist. I don't know. Nice. Do you use volume bar range ratio ever or go to asphalt to show comparison? So what you're seeing is what I'm using. 30 second, 3 second. I'll kind of run through the higher time frames to try to get a better picture idea of what's going on. Because I want to know, like, is there something going on? I think when I do this combine, I think I can't make more than $200 a session. Otherwise, they bump your fucking target up. They might pivot here, and then you get a continuation. You doing keto or something, or just a tight window? Well, I'm trying to find edge everywhere I can. And I've done this before. I was with this fucking really hot chick a few years ago. And one day she goes, I've never been with a fat guy before. I'm like, I'm fat? Because I got the little gut, you know. And then I just started doing fucking 1 meal a day for like a month or so, dude. And I noticed that my focus for trading was unbelievable. So a lot of it is to like, I just can trade substantially better. And also, I don't want to do an actual diet. I still eat the same garbage I normally eat, like carbs or what have you. But since I'm doing 4-hour eating windows and I've been consistent with it, I'm losing weight. I think I was at 182 just over a week ago. I'm at just 175. When you eat and shit, it kind of goes like this, but it's like going downward. So I want to get in. I want to be like closer to 170. So, but for that, it's kind of two things. It's also, you know, it's three things. It's better trading focus. Because your brain is trying to conserve energy, right? And humans haven't ate. We just haven't been evolved to eat as much as we fucking do. Food has just become such a convenience. It's like, has the human actually evolved to be able to like handle this much food? But like Alzheimer's and even diabetes and shit, it all has to do with gluten resistance. A lot of scientists thought plaque in the brain was what caused Alzheimer's, but turns out the brain's, you know, it consumes glucose, but it also will go into a ketosis state. See, there's that up move. Maybe one day I'll start holding shit. Let me turn off price squawk because this thing's gonna get loud. Like I listen to the order flow, but apparently with Alzheimer's, the fucking brain is not going into these states where it's actually getting into ketosis, which obviously burning fat is just a cleaner energy. It's better for the neurons in the brain. What is it? BNF? Brain nerve growth factor or some shit. I know it's healthier for the brain when you're like burning fat versus glucose and shit. My father was a diabetic. Shit, younger kids, like children are becoming diabetics and shit. It's the fucking food, man. But I'm not trying to like, you know, there's been points where I've ate really unhealthy and I've felt my like toes getting numb. I'm like, oh, that's not good. And when you're in ketosis state, you can reverse it and shit. Also, I'm gonna butcher it, but it's called like autophagy or something. Autophagy. Sounds terrible. It's where the cells in your body start eating all the waste and shit. Like at that 16-hour window, your body starts to regenerate itself, where it's eating all the fucking garbage. So I mean, and fasting is just it's been proven to be good, right? Also, the meditations, when I do meditations or visualizations or any of that shit, it is substantially more intense as well. There's this one guy, I forgot his name. Fuck. What was his name? He had this really bad disease, and the doctors said he was going to die and shit. And they documented it, like, with a camera. And he was, like, a huge, like, law of attraction sort of dude. Like I am. And he believed he could heal himself through meditation and fasting, because food is information. So when he was in the hospital, any nurses that were negative, he did not have them come in the room. And he meditated and he was able to walk and shit and got healthy again. And he believed as a child he had to get really sick and heal himself to prove his theories worked. So for me, it's kind of it rolls into like sort of a spirituality sort of thing where the meditations and shit are just so much better. But what's interesting is there was some woman I saw on YouTube. She had a 1-year update. She was doing the 16-8 hour fast. She didn't want to do any fancy diet. Like, I don't want to count calories. I don't want to fucking cut anything out. And she was 145, a petite girl, and she was like 115 when she was in her 20s. She was 40 when she filmed this, which I'm going to be turning 39 in December. And after a year, she just kind of went back down to 115, and it maintained since then. So the body just maintains like this like ideal weight. Like, you don't get skinnier until oblivion. There's also this black dude who's a 1 meal a day guy that is absolutely jacked online. He gets all of his calories in, and he's doing 1 meal a day. I prefer to do the 4-hour window. I know that, like, after that 16-hour or whatever, you're starting to go into that ketosis. But I love it, man. I feel great. And I still get to eat the same garbage. I'll still eat what I want. And I'm like, I'm losing weight. I mean, again, it's kind of doing this. But I started, what was it, last Monday? Or last Sunday, Monday or Sunday? Was 182. I'm at 175 right now. I want to weigh 50 pounds. So when I go go-kart racing, I can fucking dominate. I want to look like a skeleton wrapped up in wax paper. That's my fucking goal. What about BTC or crypto? No. Like the delta flip at most recent lows was compressed. Big negative delta plus no progress, followed by less buying, but same progress. Origin story, let's see. I think you said you look for minimum of 4 ticks. Typically, yes. My hard stop is by hand. It just depends, man. Every trade is different. So I did have this one trade earlier where I was willing to be aggressive. Let me show it to you. This one for $2,000. This is on another fucking computer, so like I have to like fucking move it side to side and shit. Let me shrink these actually. Because this is Jigsaw over here on a separate PC. It won against me 7 ticks. This one against me 8 immediately. It depends on what I'm going for. It depends on the read. It depends on the context. It depends on the narrative. It depends on so much shit. How well is my pulse check? Am I able to like predict? Like, how well am I able to predict movements in the market? Like, if you watch this stream, I was doing a pretty good job. I mean, we came out at 100% win rate. Here's today's trades with you guys. Right? 125 or whatever. Pretty tight. But it really depends. It depends on the average rotation. As volatility goes, like, if VIX is getting up into the 50s again, I'm going for like 2.5 to 5 points. It really depends on that average rotation. So most of my trades, we showed it earlier in the stream, most of my trades are under a minute. So how far can a trade move in that minute time frame really dictates shit. It really depends. It depends on the structure of what's happening in here. Maybe I can get a pivot. Maybe I can get it to come back. Maybe this, maybe that. Every trade is so unique. It's a lot of the same ingredients, but the way the ingredients are being put together, I think I talked about this in last week's stream as well. But the way the ingredients are being put together, how reliable are those ingredients? Like, how reliable are reclaims today? How reliable is going through these like green or red zones? How reliable is this? How reliable is that? How often can I predict the market? So when I start taking mental trades and pulse check, on average, how far are those trades going? For example, today, I'm not getting much. There were a few trades where had I not pulled it, I would have got fucking whacked. So therefore, me killing it is going to be relatively tight. But it just really depends. Sometimes though, if I like, because I treat every session like zero, right? If I build a bankroll at the beginning of each session and I have a decent padding, then I'll be more aggressive and I'll be like, okay, I'm willing to risk more. Or I'm willing to risk the entire session on this bigger trade or what have you. Dude, it's such a fucking art. It's such a dark art because every time, I don't know, it's like being an MMA fighter, I guess you could say, because like the ES is like fighting a different guy every fucking day. And I want to like figure out how it is. If it's really slippery and bobbing and weaving, I need to be just as skittish. But there are these brief moments every year where it just like works like really good, where every pivot works really good and I can get quite a bit. It just depends, man. It's just like the exit is just as discretionary as the entry. Like every one of these trades I wanted a point on minimum, but we didn't get that because a point would be the $50. 3 ticks, a tick, 2 ticks. It's just I'm not getting that follow through. I'm getting too much stuttering. The way I exit on a win is going to be the same way I exit on a loss. I don't know. A lot of traders ask for, and you're not necessarily doing this, but a lot of traders ask for specific criteria, and it just does not work that way in this product. Maybe something else, but all I can say is multiple factors of support. Like if we go in here, which I've been tracking, right? Multiple factors of support versus not multiple factors of support. Trying to get as much shit to align, and then also what is this? Give me a second. Also this as well. Let me show you. Actually, yeah. Clarity. Clarity is huge. So let's go to tag. Clear. In between clarity and then confusion. Clarity is the most important thing. Now let me put on so you can see it's like different. Let's go to date. This tag's a little newer. When did I start measuring that? February 10th. So we'll go date. February 10th. Till today. Trade number. So confusion. In between. Clear and confuse and pure clarity. There's the 0 line, by the way. So we would be down 30 grand on the in-betweens. And then the confusion is down 65, 60. That's huge, man. How fucking clear are you about what the fuck is going on? And I really think multiple factors of support is going to help as well. So I'm trying to get alignment and true clarity. And that's where I can really roll the shit up. And then I'm also tagging the fuck out of my entries and exits, which I don't think I have a specific equity curve for. I'll put on the entries here. That's perfect entry. Early entry. So when I do the review. So when I'm reviewing like this, when I'm reviewing my entries and exits, and then see when I'm fasted, I can't multitask. We'll make that white. That's like it should have never happened. But most of the trades have perfect entries. Let's look at the exits. So what I'm going to do is put that in. But also, like, exits are kind of elusive. Because if I start to see a lot of hold more tags, see my brain is like, see these hold more tags. If I start to see a lot of those come in, that means volatility is probably increasing and I need to start pushing the trades more. On the flip side, if I start to see a lot of the I held too long tags, that means volatility is contracting and I probably should start taking less of a win. So entry, like especially exits, I'm trying to be as precise as possible with entries at all times. And we can see between entries and entries on the left. We can see that exits, there's a lot more of a sample size when it comes to holding too long versus holding more versus like getting in too early or too late on the entry side. So on the entry side, I'm pretty good at being accurate. However, depending on the volatility, this is why it's important to tag this, is if you're getting a lot of hold mores, like start to calculate on average, what could I got another point? Could I have got another point? Could I have got another point? If I'm starting to see a lot of those tags come in, that's telling me that I need to start pushing. Whereas if volatility starts contracting, these held too long tags are going to start kicking in, and then I need to start exiting more. So when I'm doing my review, I'm always looking at these. And then I'm not only am I always looking at these, but I'm always screenshotting the entries and exits. ME is my entry. Ideal would be ideal entry. MX is my exit. IX would be like ideal exit. Let's just pick a random day or some shit. Let's see. There's management. See, this is held too long. Here, so my entry, ideal exit would have been here. So this was a short because I label it S short. My exit was back here, so I did have a chance because it did immediately float against me. I should have exited as soon as it came back. But so I'm always reviewing my trades, so I know like on a day-to-day how I need to be making that adjustment. So the stop depends, really. It just is so contextual. I don't, for me, I think fixed targets and fixed exits is not going to work well enough versus hand management. because the price is always giving me new information, and it could be telling me something like, hey, the trade's over, exit. There's plenty of, like, again, if you watch some of these trades, I did exit some stuff that would have whacked me if I tried to push it. If you're interested, Macro Factor has unbiased tracking and weight charts plotted at a line plus trend. BDNF, yeah. Autofaggy, I don't know how to pronounce that. Positive is real shit. It is, man. Fuck, dude. I could say, dude, when I start vibing hard, like when I'm like on that vibe, like, and I'm just resonating fucking hardcore, it's just like weird little shit always shows up. And it's interesting if you like just see that principle in other people, you can watch how their days just unwind. Yeah, I do. And plus, I mean, I'd rather be happy all the time than fucking be pissed and upset, personally. Life is short. It makes it easier, too. I do 16.8 and had fried chicken for lunch today. Nice. How long have you been doing that? I appreciate the answer. I understand there are many factors to consider. Trading shouldn't be cut and dry. I just have a hard time manually exiting when it's going against me. Dude, you're going to learn more from recording your sessions and watching your trading than anything else. That is the best education, is you. And constantly analyzing your performance. Do I take weed or mushrooms? No, I'm sober. I mean, I have smoked weed heavily, and I have done mushrooms in the past, but I'll probably partake in a joint over the holidays, like Thanksgiving and then Christmas. That's about it. You don't want to take the loss in the moment, but after you do, you just... Honestly, some of the best trades, it depends on ES too, because sometimes ES will just drift away from you so hardcore it won't even like pivot back in. 3 months now? How are you feeling? See, there's 33 concurrent viewers. That's my number, dude. And there's been 330 fucking views. I'm not fucking shitting you guys either. Look. Right here. Right there, baby. Fuck yeah. I wasn't even looking for that. Let's see. Good, lost weight, now maintaining. Nice, dude. Well, my fucking eating window is about to open up, and I'm going to eat some goddamn barbecue, so I'll talk to you guys later. I want to eat some brisket and ribs and all sorts of shit, so I'll see you guys later.